Porridge legend Ronnie Barker retired from show business in 1988 after a string of heartbreaks left their mark. Comedy great Ronnie Barker retired from television in 1988, aged just 59, after a glittering career with credits including Porridge, The Two Ronnies, and Open All Hours. His decision to retreat from public life came as a shock to both his fans and peers, including his co-star and close friend David Jason. In his autobiography, This Time Next Year, the Only Fools and Horses star wrote, "I felt it was far too soon for a man of Ronnie's talents to be stepping down, but there was nothing I or anyone else could do or say to change his mind. He was adamant and it was hard to challenge him on it because I knew he had his own personal reasons for being so." In the years leading up to his retirement, Ronnie had grappled with the grief of losing several of his greatest friends. In 1984, his colleague Eric Morecambe collapsed on stage with a heart attack at the age of 58 and died that night in hospital. A few months later, rising Damp star Leonard Rossiter also died from a heart attack while waiting to go on stage in London. He was just 57. Ronnie was particularly affected by the death of his Porridge co-star, Richard Beckinsale, in 1979 aged just 31. The actor suffered a heart attack at home, and his death sent shockwaves across the entertainment industry. Just days after his death, the BAFTA Awards took place in London, where Barker delivered a tearful tribute during his acceptance speech. David Jason continued, "In addition to grief, Ronnie felt that all these losses were warnings to him. So, he withdrew and spent the next 10 years happily tending to his house and his garden." Barker did come out of retirement for a few projects, including The Two Ronnies sketchbook. 18 years after the BBC comedy concluded, Barker reunited with Ronnie Corbett to film new introductions for a collection of iconic sketches. Barker appeared frail and had lost a lot of weight, and it later became clear that he had been very unwell with a heart condition whilst filming the 2005 show. Despite his failing health, Barker was set on recording one last Christmas special just 3 months before his untimely death. Reflecting on his immense courage to work as his condition worsened, Corbett disclosed how they shared a tearful embrace after their final performance. Corbett told The Standard, "When he stood and hugged me at the end of the show, tears ran down his cheeks. I didn't dare start blubbing myself. Everybody knew it was the end, but nobody said so. It was emotional, but he was determined to do that Christmas show. He was so fragile. I kept thinking, why do you want to put yourself through this?" Corbett shared how swiftly Barker's health declined towards his final days and recounted that Joy Barker, his wife, had told him her husband had been living to make this last great professional effort. Barker died in October 2005, aged 76, due to long-standing heart issues. Corbett followed in 2016 at the age of 85, after battling a suspected variant of motor neurone disease.